Hello there, this is Nistos Vatrai, aka Nish. Today I'm here to show you guys one of my homework. I guess one second part of my homework that I was supposed to be doing from our last week. So the one I submitted has all the entire code, the drop down options, everything solved out. But then our instructor had told us to do one more additional thing, and I'll show you what I meant by that. So last week we're supposed to go to the Tech Files website, go to the be able to click on the customers, add customers, and then we're supposed to fill out all this information, and then click on the save button, and then verify with the list of customers, right? But then when he had told us one more thing, you see all these drop down options, like we have all these 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. So we have like 10 or something, like 11 options right from here, right? So these options we're supposed to be validating from our using our code, okay? So I'll show you what I meant by that, but I'm gonna show you I'm gonna run the code real quick and see if that actually works out, and I'm gonna explain my code afterwards, okay? So let me run this code real quick. Sorry. Okay, so it's gonna launch the Chrome driver, go to the website, log in, click on the customers, add customers, put the information for the full name. I did not do the rest of the filling out part because I was only worried concerned about this two right here. So now it's still working. As you can see, it's still the red button means it's still working. So as you can see, it's still printing out all these options right here from the string that I put. That's all the drop down options, right? And now it's gonna do the validation part towards the end, and you see if that works out. And okay, and there you go. Okay, and that should now stop working. And there you go. It's a green light, right? So let me explain you what's happening here. Okay, so so in the beginning, I just did all the imports that you need for this homework. This is our expectation. And this is the links I use for the extra help. Okay, so starting from here, I'll have the global declaration for the string username and the password, put them in a string for the WebDriver, and I put them in the global declaration, of course. And even also for the I use this by class method to store all my information. So all the username, password, sign in button, all is there here. Okay, that's not something anything new to you, okay? By this time, so I used three annotations here: add before, add test, and add after. Add before has the, like as usual, add before has the setting up the Chrome driver and launching the driver, basically, okay? Maximizing it, deleting all cookies, that's all about that. And the test method has the login in part. I use the accents but to do the automatic, click on the mouse button, automatic click using the accents for using the mouse, uh, keyboard, something keyboard event, something like that. Okay, and then moving down, going down, I have all the customers menu field. I'll click that, blah blah, filling out the information for the full name, which is this one right here. Let me show you here. Oh, it's already closed down, so I can't show you anymore. So anyway, that was the name I gave it to you, the full name, and then I use this code to select tech files from among those options. Okay, so that was just the easiest part, right? Now the hardest part was for us to, like, this is the part of the homework we're supposed to be doing, right? So validating whatever options, all these options that we have here, we're supposed to run through our code, bring them here, print all this code using the get options class, and then we're supposed to print them out and validate it towards the end. Okay. So first part of this thing is just basically invoking and putting them in the list. This one is just calling using the get options to put them in the list, and then I'm using the similar list to make it to turn that into an array. Okay, so before doing that, I created a string of the expected all options. That means, like, all the options that I have from the drop down, they're stored right here. Okay, so they're put in the string for me for later for the comparison. Okay, so as you go down here, this part of the code is giving me this right here. I'll putting that in a string. It's giving me when I use the for loop in here, I'm trying to get all these options in the text and then put that in a string, right? That's all that's all that is. Okay, and then second part of the code, which is right here, I'm doing that. It's very similar to the first one, but also in this one I'm just printing out those options one by one, and I'm printing out vertically. Okay, so as you can see, there are all the options using this code, right? And there is that little separation I have, and going down, right? Separation that I was down here, this one. Okay, not going down. This one is doing the validation part, okay? Meaning, whatever I have in here, it's supposed to have in here as well, right? With the code. And for that one, this one, since this is a pass, it's gonna match all the. I use the CISO here in here to compare the actual and the expected. So as you can see, everything, they're all matching, correct? They're all matching. Literally everything is matching. So the expected conditions from expected string matches to whatever the actual string I'm creating here. Okay. Now let me show you something. Okay. If I was to do something else here, if I was to do, instead of TD bank, if I'm going to do like niche bank, okay? If I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna control save it, and I'm gonna run it, and I'll show what's gonna happen, okay? So the whole purpose of the towards the end is to validate, correct? Now, is it gonna validate or not? Let me show you, okay? If this is not gonna be a good match, it's definitely not gonna validate, right? So it's gonna have to show me the error message, correct? So let me just, just bear with me. Let me show you how that's gonna work. So this one is just, clicking the text files, putting the full name, blah blah. So now it's working on this code right here, still printing out one by one, and then once it's done, it's gonna go to the third one, which is just gonna validate it, and then it's gonna print out the with the actual to print expected, right? So it's almost done, and it's supposed to fail, okay? Because we changed it, right? Because everything else, look at that. So everything else is, so you're starting from the top, the none to none matches, right? But then the TD bank is supposed to be TD bank, but then I put niche bank because I made a modification, right? So that's why the test case fails, right? That's how you know it's supposed to be valid. The validation failed because it did not match. So if I was to click on this option and see what kind of error it's gonna give me, it's gonna give me the comparison failure, error, and I have a little message that I put for that error, which is too bad, actual and expected results are not equal, and that's the message right here, okay? That's the validation, that's the message right there. But if I was to, let's say, change it to TD bank, okay, TD bank, all right? Let me make sure that's the correct spelling, and TD, okay, that's the correct spelling. I'm just gonna make sure. TD, okay, TD, I don't know what that means, but like, okay. TD bank. Okay. All right. So let me just save it, and I'm gonna run it real quick. And this time it has to pass because everything is gonna match, means it's gonna validate. They're all true, and it's gonna pass, right? So let's just confirm that real quick before I let go of you. Okay. Okay. Now it should be working on this. And I should have just commented out this part, that way you can just sort of see the last part, but sorry about that. Just bear with me, guys. It's almost over. Okay. And this time we're expecting this to pass, right? Because everything should be matching. And there we go. All right. And it's a green, means it's a passing, and everything is matching, right? So there you go, guys. That was this validation part for the assignment from last week, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video and got to learn something from all the codes that are up here. And if you have any questions, do let me know. And again, this is Nish, and it was my pleasure. Have a good day, y'all.